Jason, today's episode of the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds!
Hey, our good friends at Budget Blinds, they want to say thank you to a special group of people. They want to say thank you to those frontline workers during this crisis. And here's the thing. You can help say thank you too. Head on over to the Budget Blinds of Lee Summit Facebook page. Nominate your frontline worker for a chance to win, for that worker to win $200 in Hy-Vee gift cards in partnership with us at Link to Lee Summit, and $1,000 worth of window coverings from Budget Blinds' amazing vendor, Enlightened Style. And there's more, a $50 gift card to Ember's Candle Bar.
So you got to let us know who deserves this prize, and they're going to have the drawing on May 1st. Head on over to our Robot Shade Overlords Facebook page. That's the Budget Blinds Facebook page. Comment on the post that's there with your nomination. Make sure you share that post. Get the word out. All the nominations will be taken in at 10 a.m. on the 1st, and they need to live within the Budget Blinds of Lee Summit and Overland Park territory to be eligible for this fantastic award. And let's be clear, this is yet another example of how our excellent friends at Budget Blinds are being, even in this, and let's be honest, this awful mess of a time, they're still being those good eggs and taking care of the community.
Amazing community partners. And even though, you can't go see them, you can see them virtually. You can see them on the Facebooks. Go see them. Tell them Jason Nick sent you. Our show is also brought to the good people, Jason, by a quick reminder. Keep shopping local. You can do that with curbside pickup. You can do that with online ordering. You can do it with delivery. And you can do it by buying some gift cards.
Absolutely. Take care of our community partners. Look, they're going to be here. We're all going to get through this in one fashion or another. We want as many of our local businesses to survive and thrive as possible. So you can do your part by making time and going and supporting one of those local businesses. Hello again, and welcome to Lee Summit Town Hall, a weekly podcast about what you can do to make a difference. I'm Jason Norbury, and as always, I am joined by a man who wants some more stuff to happen, but honestly, not that stuff anymore. Just, we're done with that stuff, thanks. It is Nick Parker, the publisher of Link to Lee Summit.
By the way, my reactions to that were totally for those 23 people who watch on YouTube.
That was very kind of things. Look, Link to Lee Summit, we remain the source for all the news you need about our very fine city, and our unofficial sponsor are Smoked Meats.
Jason, after a couple months hiatus, I broke out the smoker this weekend.
That was good. I'm going to break out the smoker this weekend as well in celebration of surviving yet another year on this planet. I'm going to spend my birthday smoking a large piece of pig. It's going to be very exciting. And do that. But we are on a text thread with a number of our other friends, and we had a big, long conversation about all the various smoker uses that we have gone through and want to do and all that sort of thing. And it got me thinking about it. And now smoked meats are in my future too.
That's right. I did about 10 pounds of pork on Saturday last weekend. I plan on doing a few more. I don't know if I might go chicken. Might go back to pork. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But it's going to happen again this weekend, especially if this weather stays like it is. Jason, we're going to kick into the show here. This is going to be a short one, I think. There's not a lot going on, as you mentioned.
Well, let's be clear. There's a lot going on, but that's not really for our show to talk about.
No. There's not a lot of local news happening because, well, we're all stuck at home. And I don't know how many people want a show that is reporting on, I'm tired of my teenager.
I'm not tired of my teenager. Yeah, I'm not tired of my teenager yet. I'm just tired of my walls, which is, I suppose, why I painted so many of them this weekend.
Maybe a better thing is my teenager is tired of me.
Oh, that's true regardless of the stay-at-home order or not, as a whole. So it's true. And we are, in case you have been under a rock for the last several days, the stay-at-home order to get extended out for Jackson County till May 15th. So we're in this together for a little bit longer, but we're going to get through it.
And in another piece of news that most people probably saw, it was made public on Friday. The Downtown Lee Summit Main Street organization announced on Friday that they have decided to cancel the annual Downtown Days festival. That's, Jason, I'm on that board. That was a tough and kind of sad conversation to have, but I think it is the best one to have. Not only is it about safety, but I think it's about us being the best partners we can be for all of our friends and downtown businesses there in that area.
Absolutely, and it's a good time to remember that the nonprofits and the support businesses are struggling right behind the restaurants and the shops as well. This is tough stuff, man, and nobody's having any fun with it. So,
well, and, that's the annual kickoff, right? That's the summer kickoff. So I think we were all looking forward to it as kind of there maybe will be the light at the end of the tunnel. Now that light's going to be something else, but we will get through it. That's a little piece of news. Hey, there's no city council. We can't watch our favorite episode, Jason.
and
No,
we
as the
can't.
council turns.
Not only that, not can we not watch that? We can't even judge their Zoom backgrounds anymore. It's not fair.
I know.
I feel robbed this week.
This week's meeting was canceled. There will be on Thursday a special closed session, but because it's closed, we don't get to do it. Jason, why don't you put on your tinfoil hat? What's our closed session about? You got any predictions?
I'm sticking to I think the mayor is trying out some new scarves, and he's gonna try to see see how it goes with the other city council members. Maybe a little fashion show.
I think you're wrong only because seasonally, that's not really a spring summer thing. Maybe some lighter weight jackets. Maybe council member Rob Benny will come out with some lighter spring wear.
That's good. But I think Spring Benny is one of our best fashion bennies as we go through that. So
if we roll over to the school boards, to the school district side, Jason, there was a Board of Education meeting last week, but once again, there's really not a lot going on.
No, they made their adjustments to the official last day of virtual learning will be May 22nd per the order from the governor.
And for those of us who are married to the professionals working for school districts, it was nice to see the Lee Summit R7 school district also. They kind of finalized the plan so that that pay and benefits will not be affected for teachers and staff in the district.
And that's really big and really important because there's a lot of people, I mean, your house included, that does depend on that teacher salary to continue to come in. And so, that's one more segment of our population that has a little bit less to worry about in this extremely uncertain period. Is there anything else going on, Nick?
There's not a lot more. We're going to take a little break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsor, and then we will be right back for a couple of last notes before we wrap up the show.
Hi, I'm Jane Monroe, owner of Embrace the Grape and District 4 resident. Donnie Funk has my vote for City Council, and here's why. Donnie's time serving on the Planning Commission, his experience in the construction industry, and his work as a small business owner has given him the insight we need on City Council. This means that Donnie knows the questions to ask to get accountability for our tax dollars. Donnie Funk is a strong advocate for public safety and will work to ensure police and firefighters, along with all city employees, are well cared for. Join me in voting Funk for 4.
Jason, we've spent the last few weeks, we've talked a lot about self-care, a lot about taking care of ourselves and how we can help not only ourselves but our families get through this. Because, look, this stuff is hard, man. Being stuck at home, uncertainties about everything, about jobs, about schools, about the communities, about health. It's all out there. We've talked a lot about self-care. So here I'm going to follow up. What are you doing?
Oh man,
what are some things you do to help you kind of either maintain focus on work or just to get through? Because we all have those days where it's like, you know what, I don't have it today. I'm not focusing.
Yeah, I found like the tougher the week gets or the day is, the more I want to just get out of my head and just get into doing something. Whether it's, I like to work, do woodworking and build stuff, whether it's doing that or working in the yard, which, it's nice with the weather.
I don't like yard work.
Honestly, when it gets real bad, I'll even clean. When the family sees me in the kitchen, like scrubbing the countertops and stuff, they just just give the man some room, and we know it's a hard day for Dad. So,
Dad's having trouble.
Yeah.
I like to do that too. Kind of focus on something else. I like to find a little creative thing. my wife and my son and I, we've been playing with t-shirt designs, making fun t-shirts. My son and I like to come up with nerdy things, kind of bad puns.
You are dad.
My love of dad jokes always rings through. Yeah, that's kind of how we do. We try to find some creative things. I don't know if you've ever seen this. We like to go on YouTube. There's a channel called Art Hub.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this guy and his kids on there with him, and they teach you how to draw things. And I am not an artist, so for me, it's kind of fun to have some step-by-step instructions that I can make something that actually resembles what I think I'm drawing.
So you've been doing the music thing, right? The last several weeks.
We had a new one this week.
This new one this week. Well, you guys did, and then in addition to that, I think I found it just today, but it was on Monday that the Lee Summit Symphony actually put one out.
Yeah,
they had a morning. I can't remember the name of it, morning meditation or something of that nature. But y'all know, everybody knows the tune. It had a name. I didn't know the name. And it played it. I have to say this. It got a little dusty in the old living room this morning while I was listening to that. And there's some stuff in my eye and I was watering. It was just the right thing for that moment. It was really
I have enjoyed doing the LS Music Therapy campaign. That's been fun. It's been fun to share what some people send me. On Monday, we did post from the Lee Summit Jazz Orchestra. 4 or 5 of those guys got together and put a really, really cool piece together that we were able to share. And there's a cool thing. So there is a resident, John Hardesty is his name, and he serves with me on the Lee Summit Arts Council. And he was one of the first music therapy things that we shared. And he is a pianist and a composer. And here's a really cool thing. If you go find him on Facebook, John Hardesty, he's kept going. So he sent me a video of him playing piano, and it was a piece he had written. It was an original piece that he did just for the music therapy. And he has been doing about 3 or 4 a week since. So if you go find him on Facebook, John Hardesty, you'll catch a little bit of music throughout the week of him just offering a little piece, a little exit from the tough world right now.
Right. And I think that's a really nice piece. There's been a number of things like that. I am as sort of a person with a technical background in arts. That's really my in theater, I did all the lighting and sound and stage and all that stuff. I'm always fascinated by how they put those things together and then sync it all up and do all that bit. Almost as fascinating and interested in that idea as I am by the actual performance, which are awesome as a whole. Just the fact that they tried it all is amazing. And so we need more. So keep sending stuff or your ideas for doing things into Nick so that he has more of those to post, so that the dust particles can keep getting in my eye every week.
And if music isn't your thing, if that's not the arts part, if that's not the arts thing that gets you and gives you that escape, the last few months or so, it's been fun. Longtime resident and minister in the area, Hubert Neth, who has written poetry for years. It was put in the Lee Summit Journal every week for a long, long time. Well, he started submitting his poetry through Link to Lee Summit a few months ago, and one of the reasons he came over and asked if he could submit through Link to Lee Summit was he wanted the chance to come into the studio and record his poems every week. And even though we don't have our studio open right now, he's been sending me videos from his phone and doing it. These are really, really neat poetry. It's written in a different style than most people are used to. This last week's, though, Jason, that he put together really, really kind of hit me. It struck a nerve with me. It hit something that I really, really liked, and the words grabbed a hold of me. It was about wonder, and it was about asking what comes next. And so if you want to do that, hit Link to Lee Summit. It's called Hubert's Perspective. We do it every week. Just have a little poetry, get a little escape that way.
Awesome. So Nick, what's next?
Nice. I like, you know what, the West Wing fan of me, that really, really appeals to. Hey, Hey, we've got a good podcast conversation coming up on Friday. If you check out our Friday episode, I'm going to have a conversation with Amy Johnson and Jamie Lyon from I Am Noticed. I'm going to warn you, those two, there's a whole lot of positivity.
They do bring it.
They bring it strong. We're just going to catch up with them a little bit. Their I Am Noticed program, they work with a lot of schools. Obviously now with everybody doing virtual learning, they're not doing as much of their programming, so we're going to talk a little bit about things they're working on. But mostly, we're just continuing our conversation about things we can do to feel better, to be better for ourselves and for each other. This will be a really good conversation. So check out the Lead Summit Town Hall podcast on Friday. That's going to wrap it up, Jason. I don't have anything else. There's not a lot of news going on.
Hey, we've got like some time out of this. I'm good.
All right. Well, that will wrap up our show for this week. We will talk to everybody on Friday.